Hi, this is the Fresh Toones Show. My name is Dave Paltz, and today is the 4-year anniversary show of the Fresh Toones Show. It's the 208th show that I've done for Rochester Free Radio, and even though this week I was planning on sharing some of my favorite Fresh Tunes, I've decided to switch over and do a show more related to social activism. We've got so much going on these days, and the Black Lives Movement is finally getting some recognition. So I'm going to devote today's Fresh Tunes songs to social activism and keeping the ball rolling and getting some change made. This first song is called Seize the Moment.
Hear the music, feel the breeze. Seize the moment, and the moment will set you free. Don't ask for all the answers, just read the signs. And pay attention, and your answers will come in time. Hear the music, feel the breeze. Seize the moment, and the moment will set you free. Don't you hear your spirit's call to bring you back when you are lost? Hear the music, feel the breeze. Seize the moment, and the moment will set you free. No wall can hold you back except the wall within. Take a good look, and it will all cave in. Hear the music, feel the breeze. Seize the moment, and the moment will set you free. Don't you hear your spirit call to bring you back when you are lost? Hear the music, feel the breeze. Seize the moment, and the moment will set you free. Hear the music, feel the breeze. Seize the moment, and the moment will set you free.
Well, as we hear the voices being raised in the street and online, speaking out for Black Lives Matter, trying to make some changes in the system as it's set up now. In a way, it's like the people ringing the bells of freedom. And that's the name of this next Fresh tune called Can You Hear the Bells of Freedom? Can you hear the people suffering? Can you hear the people's cry? Can you hear the words they're saying before it becomes a roar? Can you hear the waves rolling in? Can you hear the bells of freedom ringing in the streets? Will you use your ears to heed them before it is too late? Can you hear the sound of what's to come? Can you see what you've been missing in those caves with only walls? Can you see the light leaking from an exit you never saw? Can you see the light of love? Can you hear the footsteps coming around the bend? Can you hear the whispers growing that warn of things to come? Will you heed the sound and become one with your love? When we look up at that big wall that's facing us with racial injustices in the United States, I hope this show can contribute at least a little towards that effort. One of my favorite lines from this next song that I'm going to share with you is, "When the walls fall, dance with all the joy in your heart." So hopefully at some point we can dance with the joy in our hearts when we can see some changes made towards providing equal justice in our country. When the walls fall.
When the march begins and the trumpets are heard, the people will shout and the walls will fall. When the walls fall, when the walls fall, sing with all the joy in your heart. When the comrades on the wall raise their hammers to strike, the people will dance and sing until the walls crumble in. When the walls fall, when the walls fall, dance with all the joy in your heart. When the love has left their eyes and your lovers cease to be, give voice, there may be a key. Maybe these walls don't need to be. If the walls fall, if the walls fall, sing with the love in your heart. When the walls fall, when the walls fall, dance with the love in your heart.
Throughout history, people have been told that's impossible, that can't happen, you're daydreaming or you're wacky or whatever. And I forget the quote, that might have been Nelson Mandela, that said things are impossible until you do them, and then they're not. This next song was probably inspired by some of those words. It's called Nothing Happens.
Nothing happens until it happens. Nothing does until it's done. Take this moment to say I love you. Take the time and let it show. Nothing happens until it happens. Nothing does until it's done. Sing your songs as if you knew them. Give them the light that you so desire. Build your castles with love and care. If the waves overwhelm you, don't despair. It's the building and rebuilding that will finally make them stand against the tide who would knock them down to sand. Nothing happens till it happens. Nothing does until it's done. Keep on loving in your doing. Keep on doing because you know nothing fills you like a day fulfilled. Giving it all that you have to give. Nothing happens till it happens. Nothing does until it's done.
This is the Fresh Toones Show, and today is the 4-year anniversary of the Fresh Toones Show being on Rochester Free Radio. And today's show is like many shows over these last 4 years, dedicated to social activism. This next song I'm going to share with you, I wrote back at a time when Eric Gardner was murdered on the streets of New York by 4 or 5 police officers that would not allow him to breathe, and he told them clearly, I cannot breathe, I can't breathe, and still brutally restrained him, and he ended up dying. This song is called If There's a Will, There Is a Way.
America can't breathe if we refuse to see the things we need to change today. We've worked through harder things, some say this one's too big. There's a will, there is a way. So lift up your eyes now, stand up and say, well, she's not perfect and neither am I. We've got to work together if we want to survive. We got to use our heads and figure it out and be brave enough to look at ourselves. 'Cause America can't breathe if we refuse to see the things we need to change today. We've worked through harder things, some say this one's too big. But there's a will, there is a way. We've got to Lift up our eyes now. Stand up and say, well, she's not perfect and neither am I. We've got to work together if we want to survive. We've got to use our heads and figure it out. Be brave enough to look at ourselves. America can't breathe if we refuse to see the things we need to change today. We've worked through harder things. Some say this one's too big, but if there's a will, there is a way. 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 If there's a will, there is a way.
As we continue along with our show dedicated to social activism, this next song was written by Lee Hayes and Pete Seeger. And I certainly learned a lot from Pete Seeger in my early days of learning how to play guitar. And so I learned a lot of protest songs in that time when I was probably 13 to 17 years old. This song is called Hammer Song.
If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning. I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger. I'd hammer out a warning. I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning. I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger. I'd ring out a warning. I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning. I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger. I'd sing out a warning. I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Well, I've got a hammer, and I've got a bell, and I've got a song to sing all over this land. It's a hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. You've got a hammer, and you've got a bell, and you've got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Over this land, over this land, over this land.
Well, way too often we might think, what can I do? I'm just one person. Well, together we can accomplish a lot. And you don't have to do the biggest things. If everybody contributes, we can get a lot done. This song is called Just Do What You Can Do.
Just do what you can. Just let your love be your friend. When you know just who you are, your life will be your love. Your life will become the vision that you saw long ago. You strive to see the sunlight that finally brought you home. You were always searching for love. You were always digging for love. You were always thinking of love. And now love sings to you. We must become all we can. Reach out and lend our hand. It's the same hand that gave you love, now gives you peace of mind. Your life became the vision that you saw long ago. You strive to see the sunlight that finally brought you home. You were always searching for love. You were always digging for love. You were always thinking of love. And now love sings to you. Sings to you. Sings to you.
Well, to wrap up today's 4-year anniversary celebration for the Fresh Toones Show, I want to finish with this song called Stand Up and Be Your Love.
There's just no way, so they say. Just close your eyes and close your mind. Say that's okay. Well, it's not. It's not okay. It may take some work. It may take some ways to bring about some changes, to gain a little justice, try and make things fair in this world. to raise our voices. What's killing us are the things left unsaid. Stand up, speak up, rise up and be your love. To bring about some changes, to gain a little justice, to try and make things fair in this world. It's only fair to have equal justice, and to be sure that the children are fed. It's only right to raise our voices. What's killing us are the things left unsaid.